Pebble Beach. We're here for the Pebble Beach Concours de Elegance. We are early. First car here I've seen is a 250 Testarossa, which they are featuring at the Pebble Beach Concours this year. And yes, it's foggy this morning. There'll be a lot of those in the field. The Steen in the early morning Ferrari touring body coupe, Berlinetta. Oh, how sweet this car is. Oh, another Ferrari and Testarossa. Roberto Rossellini Ferrari. That's Testarossa. Okay, through the crowd, the first car looks like an American underslung. Sandra Caskey, who is the president of the Concours, handing out the material. The second car is an Alfa Romeo that was in a barn or in a garage in Rome, and Corrado Presto found it recently. Very, very original. Now we have a BMW.
And he made the dress.
Oh boy, old dress.
And they
Next is a magnificent Ferrari touring body. Probably a 166. Incredible. Sporting a green ribbon, Delahaye. Again, perfection. Looks like a Vendley. Yeah, Talbot. Fabulous. Second Testarossa. This is an OM. Lancia, Aurelia. Next car is a Ruxton, which is another featured marque this year. Ford GT40. Ruxton, known for their colors as well. Aston Martin. Another Testarossa. Now the 540 Mercedes. This is a recreation Mercedes did of one of their older cars.
That could be a winner in some class, I think.
Can't tell you the brand. An oldie but a goodie. Another brand of automobile is the Tatra. Czechoslovakian car. Rear engine V8. We got another Testarossa. This one won LeMans. One of the really great looking Ferraris. Brighten our morning. Another Testarossa. Packard. Duesenberg. Bentley.
It's a Bentley with the
and another Testarossa, and there's one in the background ready to come on. Different version of the cutaway fender. And here's the Vignale body Ferrari. And another Packard. I don't think that car is long enough. Pierce. This looks like a Hispano Suiza. It looks very large. Another nice Ferrari. We mentioned Tatra. Incredible car. Another Testarossa. This may be a Rugston. Boy, what a dapper automobile. Keep saying it. Here's another Testarossa. Ferrari. Caglietti design. This is a Ferrari Dino prototype. Mercedes-Benz 540. Abarth. What variety? Jaguar. Yeah, this is a cutie. Oh, a steam car. Alternate. They're featuring steam cars this year as well. I believe this is an Alfa Romeo. What the 100 years of Maserati this year. So here's the birdcage. Enormous Alfa. Large. Again, they're featuring cars that run on steam, and this may be one. I don't think so though. It's got a big radiator. Yes. There's steam coming out of there. That's where the boiler is. I think they got all the brass covered up, and they brought the spare tire. Another steam car. God, it's so quiet. Rolls Royce. I'll launch you. Car of some age here. Majot. Look at the tire in the back. Rolls Royce. Maserati. Packard. And now we're going to get into some more Testarossas. Now you got a Maserati here, Zagato.
Up there and all those people are standing right there.
Duesenberg. Chrysler.
Got that shot?
Interesting limo. I think this is a Cadillac. Bentley, maybe? What a car. Pierce.
Hit it that hard.
Another Testarossa. Ferrari, Vignale body. Bugatti. Tatra. Boy, royalty has arrived. Rolls Royce. Duesenberg. Packard. This is a Darren Packard. They're featuring Fernandez and Darren Concours this year, and this is a Bugatti. Incredibly beautiful car. Testarossa. BMW. Another Testarossa coming up. Fabulous car. This is the Packard. Oscar. Packard. Quiet. Another Packard. Gee. Exquisite cars. Lincoln. Duesenberg. Delage. Well, I think this is that Jaguar record car. Coasting down the hill. Yeah, 172 miles an hour that did. Followed by a 120 coupe Jaguar. Hispano Suiza. Fernandez and Darren. That's the featured designer this year. Coach builder. Mercedes. Coming are the two Hispano Suiza Rothschild cars. Here is the one for the lady. Again, Fernandez and Darren design. And this is the one designed for the man. Every year seems to be a Duesenberg year. There again, Fernandez and Darren. Very dramatic car. Duo Gia. I like saying it. Here's another Testarossa. Let's contrast. Check this out. To a Bentley, to another Testarossa, to a Rolls Royce. Now you go from that Rolls Royce to this Rolls Royce. Then to a Bentley. In original condition. I believe this is a Maybach. I believe. I am in great error. That's a Horst. This is a Packard. This is a Duesenberg. Again, another Duesenberg. Bentley. Everybody's going to squeeze in. Riding on the running board. That's more than a running board. That is a purposeful seat out there. I don't know. Sure looks great though. Daimler. Rolls Royce. That is classic. Rolls Royce. There's the Rolls again. Nobody riding with the chauffeur, huh? She's Italian. The Tatra. Maserati. A lot of noise. Another Maserati. Hey, how you doing? That's the way to enter Pebble Beach. Maserati, now the Ferraris are back. Testarossa here. Another Testarossa. Another Tatra. That's a Picasso. Maserati. Some don't make it. Delay. Now here's some more action. Maserati. 450. Another Testarossa. This looks like a Ford. I'll bet it's an overseas Ford. Quietly entering. Well, here's the Ruxton. I thought he came in earlier. Maybe he did. Regardless. Lodge.
Good morning, Oscar. Good morning, Deborah.
Maserati. Ford. Maserati. Maserati. These are out the track. This is that Briggs Cunningham 450. Here's one of the older ones. Rolls Royce. And the Ruxton. Whoa, a heavy iron here. Rolls Royce. And there's a Buick. Oh, more Ferraris. Tour de France. Hey, how you doing? Another Testarossa. Now we have an enormous Mercedes coming around this corner here. It's going to make it just fine.
Just pull to the right hand side. And that'll give plenty of room to get cars around. We haven't seen one of those.
This Mercedes is enormous. Another Mercedes. Beautiful. Hold on. Another Testarossa.
Right, you've got a left turn at the bottom.
Trying to make the turn here at the Packard. Another Testarossa. Very large. Hard to make a turn. Ferrari. This is rumored to be around here that it's Hitler's ex-car. It's armor plated. And here comes a Zagato Maserati, which is not armor plated. Very light, as a matter of fact. And here's a Alfa Romeo. And there goes the Mercedes, lumbering down the road. Huge. Ferrari. From the ill-fated Delahaye here. Like a Chrysler. One more look at this Delahaye. Wading down, putting grooves in the grass. Now here's that Ferrari that had all that racing experience in South America. A lot of polishing going on, but here is the Ruxton display. These are incredible cars. Yes, the outfit fits the cars. The Ruxtons were kind of fancily painted. This is more the deluxe Ruxtons that are here in the first line. Fernandez and Darren starts here. Hispano Suiza. Again, there's the first line of Ruxtons. And then the Fernandez and Darren begins here. Rolls-Royce, Packard, and goes on. Packard, another Hispano Suiza. Now here's the premiere showing of the Rothschild cars. Elegant. The Rothschild cars. Fernandez and Darren. On down the line, notice Paris. Duesenberg. Delage. French Grand Prix cars. Nice category. This one's a Peugeot here. Again, the French Grand Prix cars with maybe a trophy. Now we're into German or Mercedes Grand Prix cars. Mercedes. Now then, grand display here of Mercedes cars. Here's this 540, and then right here in a prized position is also the Tatra. Maserati. They're featuring 100 years of Maserati this year. Boy, and there's a lot of them. $450 and a 200S. A6 IndyCar Maserati.
In the late afternoon.
And a birdcage.
Thank you.
Another 450. 1928. Type 151. 450 engine. 300S. 250S. 250 Grand Prix. The name Fangio alone makes this car significant. This is a dizzying display of Maseratis. That was a Fruh convertible, and here's a Zagato. 1960 Maserati. 1956 Zagato. 1951. 1956. And a 55. Okay, here's the Testarossa display. Again, the Testarossa display.
That's about what it's like, isn't it?
Unbelievable. We're going down the line now. We're doing this silently because we're in great awe.
Step back.
We're going down the line. This is just staggering. Testarossas.
I'm letting you know it's cold out. If Mom didn't say
What a setting, huh?
He drives 80, so what difference does it make?
And as they say, last but not least, the Testarossas. This is just remarkable. East European motorcycles. Jawa, boy, there's a name. Cavalier, huh? With a K. Pretty cavalier. Here's a long wheelbase mounted model here. You've heard of Zundap. See the oil can there on the forks? Really a great display. Well, this is a golf resort. Maybe we ought to have a few golf carts on display, huh? Ack Miller, racing the Mexican road race in 1957, entered the Mille Miglia with this Hemi-powered car. Didn't finish the Mille Miglia, but it was exciting. And this is the Pegaso. This is that record-breaking Jaguar Norman Drewison drove. Oscar, which was built by the Maserati brothers. Water-cooled opposed four-cylinder engine. This is a Lancia rally car, and look at this. Abarth. It's Abarth Simca. Ford GT40 Mark III. Lancia rally that raced in the Mexican road race. Yeah, they're getting polished, but this is a Fiat V8. Again, the Ferrari was in South America for most of his life. Well, this Testarossa gets a special position here. Tour de France Ferrari. I was wrong. This is not a Testarossa when it came in. It's a Monza. And this is not a Testarossa either. It's a Dino Spider. All these Ferraris have been showing here, competition category. One of the first Ferraris. 1951 212 Ferrari. And a wonderful Vignale Ferrari. Ferrari 375. Roberto Rossellini Ferrari. A little break in the action of the Maserati. Supercharged. As we are interrupted, Bertone Ferrari, very rare. Ferrari 400 Super America. 275 Nart Spider. Pre-war sports cars. Sports racing, I should say. We'll start with a Riley here. Well, that's a red OM up there and an Aston Martin. Then there's a Bentley. And then we've got a Jaguar here. The OM made in Brescia, one of the first winners of the Mille Miglia, and this is an Aston Martin. Bentley. European classic, late closed. The other one we saw was a Bugatti, and here's another one.
I think the best one, we were having an interview and
Talbot. And this is Talbot as well, getting its polish. Post-war preservation, a Riley. This one has a very unique upper glass area.
Yeah, that's what he was just saying.
Gia. Taking a look at this Dino prototype.
Sure. Saw it in the machine and I really like it.
And we're gonna eventually want to go up there.
Dino sensational.
Yeah.
Not only does this car brighten the day, but it all opened up. I mean, it's just sensational, like a yellow egg. Ferrari V6 engine. This Alpha is a recent discovery in a garage in Italy. And again, the preservation class, Vignale Ferrari. The Tatras are very popular, and of course, they were really a car built in Czechoslovakia, and supposedly all the elitists, you know, the government figures and bureaucrats owned them. I think the uniform indicates that, kind of suggests that authority. Again, more Tatras. Air-cooled V8.
Yeah. There's that mechanic.
Another Tatra V8. Now you'll notice one thing about this Tatra as we get to the rear.
Allows you to do is have a very short
No rear window.
shield comes, and that was one of Paul's RAs.
And here's another one. These are great cars. There's that V8 again. Look at where the rear window is, you know. And then it must come through when the deck is closed. Like we started with the rear of this car, but essentially, you know, the fronts are somewhat similar, but look at the double glass windshield, you know. This silver one is open now, so you can get a good look at it. There again is that windshield. Obviously, the later models had one-piece windshields. Obviously, Volkswagen influence here, or this influence of Volkswagen. You'll have to read the history, I guess. Tatraplan. And here we go. Now the lead Tatra here is ultra streamlined, long wheelbase. I was looking forward to seeing these cars, and it's a thrill to see them. Well, there's a crowd of people next to it, and rightfully so. Very special windshield. Leather upholstery and wood panel dashboard. Look at this.
They're wonderful for taking pictures.
It says early steam cars is a category. White, light touring body. Again, 1902 Stanhope Runabout. Stanley, gentleman's speedster. These people are dressed to fit. This is called a Stanhope Steamer. It's called a Steen. Very old. Yes, the boiler. You sit right on it. Seat warmer. Almost original Stanley Steamer. 1892.
Is back here to control it and
Built in Akron, Ohio. Seat in the back.
I love
This is remarkable.
Later on, this would be the opening of the ass. Let's ride it out with the rig.
1892. This is a category just called antique. It's a Fiat. This is a Daimler. A Pierce. And you have to get a long ways back. It's so big. Room for the head. Though maybe that's a styling cue. Very impressive. Another Pierce. This is an American underslung. Absolute dazzle. No door in the front. And almost smallest door on the back. And this drove on the drive because you can see the green wreath there, but this is a Pierce again. With these older cars, you spend a lot more time looking at them because there's so many little things happening on them all. We're back at the Ruxtons again. I mean, they are just very unusual and very sporting. And many of them with this unique headlight treatment. Also, color was a distinguishing factor. Same headlights. Like I said, many of them had the headlights. Well, Ruxton is also right against the ocean here, and some rather larger ones. Greater respect for this car. There are a lot of them, and they're very elegant. A reminder, Fernandez and Darren is the body stylist who was featured this year. Here again are the two Hispano Suizes that Fernandez and Darren designed for the Rothschild family. One for the man and one for the lady. When Jay Leno's around, the cameras are abundant.
I think this is certainly. I think this will be up on the podium.
That's right, the popcorn. He's right.
Incredible quality of cars this year. The French cars up there, the race cars, and then you start with the Mercedes-Benz. Derek Bell in the crowd. We're back to the Tatra, that one that's special, laid along the ocean front here. Quite elaborate. The Mercedes 540 again. A recreation. And along with that recreation, you have all of these Mercedes race cars. Bugatti. Said the judges are poring over this Bugatti. Another Bugatti. And the Talbot Lago. And another Talbot. Maserati.
I'm okay.
Judges are kind of going over the Maserati here. Maserati. Unbelievable. Little interview going. This is the first Ferrari. One of the early Ferraris, let's put it that way. It's a 1948.
And contains a 3.5-acre show field theater.
Rolls-Royce Phantom post-war. Look at the line on the back of that car. Phantom post-war. Again, Phantom post-war. These cars are enormous.
Yep. Not done yet. It's not gonna get.
Yeah, at this point,
We're in post-war touring, BMW. And this enormous 6-cylinder Alpha fits into that category. The engine is lost in there. Look at the hood support in the center. Incredible interior. Post-war touring, this Alpha is grand. Again, the interior, the portholes, not to be outdone by anyone. And here it is. I'll say the grille sure has no resemblance to most Alfa Romeos. What a car. And modestly sitting next to it is a 120 Jaguar Coupe and a Vendley. Really understated compared to that Alpha. Dramatic. It's this Rolls Royce. I mean, this is really dramatic too. And its interior is dramatic as well. Still in the post-war touring, a Vendley. And next to it is a modest cheesy Italian. And last in that category is the Talbot.
try to catch everything from Thursday to today. That's cool.
Picasso. Cavallo, which is the Ack Miller Mille Miglia entrant in 1957. Back of the Testarossa exhibit, drawing an awful lot of attention. LeMans winner. There's Jakob Moss, one of the judges. Famous German driver. This one is owned by Ralph Lauren. And of course this is why they are called Testarossas. A particularly dramatic shape. Very angular looking. I'm still drooling. There are 21 Testarossas here. And I think they made 26. The thing that's interesting about the Testarossa is that most people think that this is the only model that it was. As a matter of fact, that one there and this one right here looks like the little Dino that's on display in another category here today. A tranquil setting along by the bay. Now here's a real pure one. Handmade, every front was a little bit different. As soon as I say that, here's another one sitting right next to it. This one's just a little smaller and a little tighter. I was just talking about how pure and clean some of these are. Well, here's one that's in essentially original condition. Back to the pure ones again. What a remarkable sight. There he goes. The bike he was riding. Look at this, the lady steps up and has her picture taken.
You made my year.
Duesenberg. Judges are going over this Duesenberg. Impressive. This is the supercharger on top here. And here's another one. And another one. And this seems so undramatic, though large. Judges are still going over the first one we saw. Brighter than the grass it's sitting on. I mean, the upholstery is wild.
Yeah, I was just gonna.
Very green. Phantom 5 category still. They go on forever.
Amazing.
And back when we were talking to the Testarossas, this looks like one. This is that Dino that I mentioned. The judges are about ready to start on this Ferrari. With tools. And we have another Ferrari. With tools. I don't think those tools ever touched this car. I probably never needed it. Neither touching either one of these. And check out more of the Maseratis. More Maserati and 250F here. One of the most renowned racing cars that Maserati made. The European Classic Open. That was a Delahaye, and this is a Lagonda. And this is the Bentley. And this is a Delage. Well, the judges are going, this is a Delahaye, it's gorgeous. The sun just came out. Let's look at some Rolls Royces here.
Yes, that would have been a customer lot and picked out the result.
More Rolls Royces.
Wow, look at that. Well, make sure you see the Ferraris at the end. When you get to Ferraris, there's say
Very well.
Exquisite. Details. Elegant. I didn't think Rolls Royce needed tools. What is that, a valve spring? Having fun with Rolls Royces. Maybe they don't need tools, but they sure have a lot of instruments. And the last in that grouping is this Rolls Royce. Auburn Speedster. Very dramatic. What does it take to get the top down? Boattail. 1934 LeBaron Model A Phaeton. LeBaron, yes. And look at the door, just get into the back. Great car. Cadillac.
yeah, and that's the first one.
This is a Lincoln, not a Chrysler. This is a Jordan Playboy Roadster. Delage.
Oh, you can pick whatever spot.
Capana Suiza.
Top, so you have a
Bugatti. Bentley.
Consider quail, because quail's not on the map.
Hey, check this reflection out. Is that nice? Delage.
Friendly worldwide and unmatched interest.
The
Long history of the
Packard. American Classic closed. Well, an American closed, I say partially. V12 Cadillac. Packard Darren. Packard 12. Accord. Pierce Arrow 12. Packard. Here's a Packard, but boy is it different. It's got a Swiss license plate on it. It's got a Graber body on it, which is a Swiss company. With the fender skirts. This is a real winner. I heard someone say, wow, and I agree. This one looks like last year's winner, Packard. Another Packard, dual cowl. Look at LaSalle. 1911 Hotchkiss. This is in the pre-war preservation class. Also in that category is the Bentley. 1920 Rolls-Royce Silver Ghost with engineer's seat and the tools to match. 1917 Simplex. 28 Chrysler Imperial. 1922 Packard. This is in the preservation class. In the preservation class again, a Delaunay View, French car. Double tires in the back. This old Packard is magnificent. Well, now in front of the lodge for look at some of the prototype cars. This is the McLaren. And there's the Toyota. And there's the lodge in the background. Toyota.
Excellent.
McLaren. Toyota. Rolls-Royce. And here's an Infiniti sedan. Boy, this red stands out in this grass, doesn't it? Lamborghini.
I was surprised to see
Lamborghini as well.
And Ferrari as well.
Yeah.
We'll get to the Mercedes.
So this will
This is Lamborghini.
next year's 44. This one fancy.
Lamborghini. This is Mercedes-Benz. Mercedes.
Golf course up on the hill.
These are motorcycles. Look at the instruments on top of the gas tank. There's another one.
So Ferrari made several V-Twin or something, but
Electric power steering.
Well, what we have here is a Cobra Coupe, right?
Yep.
Not quite. Let's check the engine out. Electric.
Very excellent.
Yeah, Cobra Coupe,
Only weighs
an electric engine.
3,250 pounds. That's light for any EV.
The representative said Peter Brock designed it, refined it from the original Cobra Coupe. Cars and music now. And Porsche is sort of sitting over here quietly with its hybrid 918. No salespeople. Check some details of some car. This is American underslung. With the goggles, all the brass.
Look at me.
Check this Daimler out. Be great to look at. Everywhere you look, little fits and finishes and the way things go together. This is a Fiat, a very big Fiat. Note the tread in the tires is actually lettering. This car here gets a lot of attention because of its age and its design. We're in the steam car area. This lady is really steaming. Stanley Steamer. I know you've been steaming, but your name, please.
I'm Marilyn Monrovia.
Oh.
I'm from Monrovia.
Oh, I love it.
I'm having the best time at Pebble Beach. My pinky's up.
So am I. I'm having a great time. Thank you.
Thank you.
Just a plain old Stanley. And more steam cars. 1904. 1904. Yes, it is a steam car. This is a white Model B steam car. It's called a Stanhope Steamer. The seat, the boiler, where you put your feet, and the instruments, and the tiller. It's getting its lifeblood. Pure water.
You like distilled water, steam.
This is a white steamer. 1907. This is also white. Stanley, gentleman speedster. Now on the Stanley, the controls and the instruments are just a little bit different. Like Twister. Toledo Model A. Another steamer. 1929 Ruxton Speedster. Actually a Ruxton A. Tatras forever. This is a Tatra, but if you notice the engine is an opposed engine, not a V.
People were sending it to me. And they were sending it.
And this is that Tatra. So this is not a Boxster design, it is a V8. It's air-cooled as well, as you can see. The central shaft, and then it runs those two impellers on the side. Now this is a smaller engine one, this is not the V8. Smaller Tatra. Now here's the V8 that looks like a V8. This is the smaller version. This is really the more traditional one you see so many of. Later on they brought the air and the fenders there instead of over in the back. You can see out the back then. Aerodynamic Saloon it's called. This is the 1969 version. The thing is interesting, it may be a V8, but they all look different. And they all have different shrouds of that sort. They are air-cooled. In fact, there's the fan, or the two fans, and that's the shrouding over the engine.
Out there on
the Tatra owner wears the proper logos. In this restoration class, all it restored. Leave it just the way it is. It's an auto union, but it has also called a horse. Well, we were looking at the Tatras. Oh, here's the Bugatti engine. Supercharged. Magnificent car. The Ruxtons are all lined up. Next Ruxton. We're going up on the stage. Well, Pebble Beach is also about beauty, and not necessarily in cars. There's the Concours going on right over there. Now when you continue from that crowd down at the Concours display, here is where the reviewing stand is. I think Pebble Beach Lodge. Ruxtons on stage. Now here are the Ruxtons. Front wheel drive. American car.
Now we have on display today 218 vehicles, each with its own unique history and style. Our featured 2014 marques include the 100th centennial celebration of Maserati, Ferrari Testarossa, and unique bands and owners that own the unique Steen car. Best known for
51
his
judges.
designer for BMW Group. Today he's managing director of Chris Bongle Associates. He lectures, teaches, and consults.
Fernandez and Darren, this is one of their Suiza. Fernandez and Darren again, Rolls Royce.
Owned by Robert Cassandra.
Again,
Our next parade of elegance is
Fernandez
the most beautiful
and Darren,
1938
Hispano Suiza.
Coupe chauffeur. Owned by the Academy of
1938 Buick again by Fernandez and Darren.
SS 100 has a Fernandez and Darren cabriolet body and is owned by the Color Collection at the Pyramids, Petaluma.
A Delage. Fernandez and Darren. Same designers. This is a Duesenberg. Greta Garbo. Now here are these Rothschild cars. Fernandez and Darren, matching pair. And here's the other one.
Now we have a special car we'd like to bring up on stage. It's traveled all the way from France to be
waiting for. It's the Class Awards, and starting with A for
Tatra.
antique, third in class is the 1950 Fiesta 48. A second class
American underslung.
Class B early steam cars. We have 3 cappuccino machines standing in the wings, and the second in the steam car.
First in the steam cars.
Denver, Colorado. As you can see, and first in class, steam government.
Second place in the steam category.
Michael Ersman of Chicago, Oklahoma.
Oh, Pebble Beach.
We began a little
Now,
early because
here's coming a white steamer.
so we began with our
This is the white steamer.
and required a particular dedication.
I mean, there's no steam, no nothing. I mean, it's just quiet.
These cars are examined for authenticity.
Class, ladies and gentlemen.
Auburn 12-cylinder speedster.
Cadillac
Boattail.
452C of
Fabulous car.
Wife, San Marino. Chrysler CL Imperial
Cadillac.
owned by none other than Judge Joe and Marta Cassini of Westlake.
American Open Classic, the Chrysler.
1934. Third in class, 1934.
Packard in American Open.
Second in class today, we have the 1935 Packard 12018, owned by Ralph Winning.
This is 1935 Packard with a Glauber body.
Packard 110812 of Frank and Lily Cadillac. Have the Cadillac.
1935 Packard. Really an elegant car. 1935 Cadillac. 12-cylinder.
This Packard 12 was produced from the Packard 12 was produced.
American Classic closed Packard.
Proplick of East Hills, New York.
First in class Chrysler Town Car.
Now to the Ruxtons, ladies and gentlemen, the 19th.
Ruxton, third place.
The price of the Roadster.
Second in class in the Ruxton.
Here, I think due to a fail to proceed, and we've got the Class G.
Ruxton, first place. Murphy bodied Duesenberg.
Yeah,
Second place in the Duesenberg class.
As the world's finest motor car at the New York Auto Salon in December 1920.
First place in the Duesenberg, Murphy bodied.
And at the pyramids.
Third in class is this Hispano Suiza with the Fernandez and Darren body. Delage. Now here is first place in the Fernandez and Darren, and it's the other Rothschild car. Here's third place in the Rolls-Royce class, the Silver Ghost.
This is one of only 10 Rolls-Royce Phantom 1.
Second place in the Rolls-Royce class. Lucius Beebe Award as well.
Gloucestershire, England.
First place is a Phantom 3 Rolls-Royce, 12-cylinder engine, and the Van Boren body design.
Moving right ahead, we have the Rolls-Royce Phantom.
Phantom 6 from Australia.
1949, Rolls-Royce received an order for Phantom 6
Phantom 4
to a Phantom 5. The 1961 Rolls-Royce Phantom 5 of Ken and Ann Smith of Rancho Santa Fe class.
Phantom 5.
1937, Mercedes-Benz 540K, owned by Thomas and Ronald Pappin of Chatham. Mercedes-Benz Star of Excellence.
540K Mercedes. Third place.
Mercedes-Benz Star of Excellence Award, sponsored by
37.
Mercedes-Benz.
Second place in the Mercedes class.
And waiting in the wings, we have the gigantic 19...
Mercedes 770K.
Now we're going to move to the European Classic early class, Class J1. In Australia,
Height
all the
50,
way from
third
Australia.
place
What a beautiful
Bugatti.
Delage. This is B6
Second place
owned
Delage.
by John and Gwen McCall and cars.
1929 Bentley Speed 6.
And in third place,
First place.
the 1937 Bentley 4¼ litre.
Third place in Bentley.
Honda was founded by an American.
V12 Lagonda, second place.
Beautiful car, beautiful red.
First place.
And in third place,
Delahaye.
it's the 1938
Cabo Lago teardrop. Third place. This is the second place is a Bugatti. All right, this is first place, Cabo Lago. Third place, Aston Martin.
Car driven by Willem van Heesty.
Second place, O'Reilly.
1925.
First place, Vendley. Third place in the Tatra class, 1948.
It's the 1937 Tatra.
Second place in the Tatra class.
Pebble Classic from Prague in the Czech Republic, and this car has made a journey here all the way from Czechoslovakia.
First place. All the way from Czechoslovakia. Now in the preservation class, this is Jackie Stewart's son, 275 GTB, Ferrari. Corrado Lepresso's Alfa Romeo got it, waving the Italian flag. First prize in the post-war preservation class is Alfa Romeo, 1900, Ducato. This is in the preservation class pre-war, and it's a steam car.
When we talk about
Original condition. Second place is this horse.
It's the 1922 Packard Twin 6.
First place is this Packard Twin 6 in the restoration class. Third place in the Ferrari class, Ferrari Super American.
Beautiful open top.
Second place is Vignale designed 12. All right, first place is the Scaglietti design. It's the Rossellini Ferrari. That's what it's not necessarily Ingrid Bergman, but I've heard it said both ways. Third place in this Ferrari class.
Ferrari in American racing cars, blue stripe.
Second place.
Tour de France. Wonderful car.
First place is this Tour de France Ferrari. One's a Phil Hill Cup as well. All right, this is third place in the Testarossa class. Also won the Road and Track Trophy.
Standard left-hand drive customer car. Its first owner was Jack Rabbit.
This is second place in the Testarossa class.
It wins the Enzo Ferrari.
Okay, here is the first prize in the Testarossa trophy. Now we're in the Maserati class, and this is third place, 450S. All right, this is second place in the Maserati category. A lot of video activity going on. There it is. All of its handlers. Here's first place. Grand Prix car. Now in the coach class, this is the Frua body Maserati, third place. Second place is this Zagato lightweight Maserati.
Very stylish. Paintwork on this car.
First place is this Frua Maserati.
Now to post-war touring class. And in Picardo.
Third place. BMW. This is second place.
All the way from London in England.
First place is a Jaguar prototype in the Geneva Auto Show way back when it was introduced.
Moving to the
Third place in the sports racing class is a Bagasso.
Which means
It's a Mille Miglia.
Jack Miller, 57.
First place is Norman Jewis driving the Jaguar record car. In the 1950s set a world speed record. Another Steam car won an award. This is the FIVA award.
we now have a special
Ruxton.
presentation of the 1914 Grand Prix class we saw earlier.
Here's the Peugeot race car. Now this is an Opel Grand Prix car. Look at that. All these Mercedes-Benz Grand Prix cars lined up.
Is the similar team car owned by
Yeah, this is really exciting.
three Mercedes cars together.
All three Mercedes cars together. One's going to need a little help. Yep, here we go. And
So in third place, it's the 1960 Jawa Z15 double overhead cam racer.
a little awkward getting started. Whoa, whoa. Oh, they're out of control.
John Landrum from
Second
Norcross
place.
in Georgia in the Eastern European motorcycle.
First place in the motorcycle. Mille Miglia
Owned by
trophy.
Dr. Richard D. Lissman. OM.
OM.
Officine McKinney.
OM, made in Italy, made in Brescia. And
Race or rally, depending.
the Lincoln trophy.
We're going to move to the Gran Turismo Village in Nevada.
Gran Turismo trophy.
Mark today. Our next famous Ferrari is
Strother McMinn Elegant Sports Car
driven by
Award.
Roberto Rossellini. And the Strother McMinn Most Elegant Sports Car Award from the Revs program at Stanford.
Stanford Award.
And they have awarded this car the most historically significant automobile on our show, presented by 18 of the Rev students to Tom Hartley. This car is the second prototype Testarossa. I would give a little background here that we would like to introduce these 18 young men and women who are students from Stanford University and who are going to present a new award this year. It's an elegant open car present. An open car has no side windows. Really is one of the most elegant closed cars you'd ever wish.
Already to have best of show.
Introducing the nominees for Best of Show. Ed?
Thank you very much, Derek, for the first of, I hope, many more collaborations.
Well, thank you.
So, all cars winning their class are eligible for Best of Show. I would like to invite Sandra Button, chairman of the Pebble Beach Concours D'Elegance, to join us with the list of nominees. H108, Lord Bamford, the 1937 Rolls-Royce Phantom 3. Frank and Millie Ricciardelli's 1934 Packard 1108. John Shirley's 1954 Ferrari 375 Scaglietti. And Bob and Ann Lee's 1934 Hispano-Suiza J12, coachwork by Fernandez and Darren. There is only one Best of Show. How about that? And to reveal what car owner will take home that title and honor, we turn to our chairman again, Sandra Button. Sandra, the envelope, please. Would you take it? The winner is the 1954 Ferrari 375 Milamiglia Scaglietti Coupe, belonging to John Shirley. Fantastic choice. It's brilliant. Well done. Well done. Beautiful, beautiful car.
Here's the Best of Show Ferrari.
Congratulations once again, and now enjoy the moment.
A few of the cars getting anxious to leave. Picasso. There's that car that I thought would be a Best of Show. Oh, now it's the traffic jam getting out of here. Yeah. And here's that Ferrari Dino. Ferrari. This is that Jaguar record car. Let's get warm under that canopy. This is a great car. Look at it. Cheese Italia. American underslung. The Testarossa drivers are getting organized. Now I'm going to leave it together. Power in Testarossas. Every man for himself. Every Testarossa for himself. Great scene here. Testarossas. Yeah, they're held up. Can you have too many Testarossas? I don't think so.
Oh man, I don't know. They're all beautiful. I wish. Yeah, I gotta work on
Yes, there goes the best of show. Add a Maserati to the mix. See ya. 450 Maserati.